Welcome back to the channel. Today I am trading that ambulance van for a Jeep. So it's been a while since I messed with it. I got it running and driving and it ran great. Then the turbocharger went out and I just haven't really had time to do the turbo just because I've been working on the Durango Hellcat. I've been working on the Grand Prix. I've also been working on the GTO that's outside. I've been working on the Charger. I've been working on a lot of stuff. Just some stuff that has more priority than that van. So some guy messaged me, asked me if I wanted to trade a Jeep for it. And I was like, well, you know something? Sure. So gonna head over to the shop. But first I need to head to my house to get the title and the key. Got the Cherokee from the guy and this thing drives pretty sketchy. I don't know if this is how Cherokees with lifts drive, but I mean, she is really loose and the tires don't feel balanced and it just, you know, I guess it's a Jeep. So I guess they probably drive like this. Hopefully, maybe, I guess people in the comments will let me know, but so far it's, you know, it runs and drives and it's doing pretty good. Temp is starting to go past 210. Getting kind of concerned about this. She is not coming back down, still climbing. Oh, hold on. We might be okay. The guy said that it just had like the head gasket and the engine was rebuilt and all kinds of stuff and it's supposed to be good to go, but hopefully it's just a thermostat. Been driving for a while now. She's still creeping up. I mean, I don't know. Oh no, no! Oh no, I don't think that's good. I have like another 50 miles to go. She's kind of coming down again. Ah! So the gauge kind of came back down. Made it to the shop. Is making a bunch of weird gurgling noises, kind of like when you have a bad seal in a rotary. But we made it to the shop somehow. I don't know how, but it was close. I mean, that thing pegged past 260, but we made it. So now I need to figure out what is wrong with this thing and why. Maybe it's just the sensor or something. Let's pop the hood. I haven't even really looked at this thing. It's like a normal Jeep engine. It's a 4-liter. They're kind of pieces of junk from the factory. Whew. Yeah, maybe she's overheating, but she's air cooled right now. So let's figure out what's really going on here. I think what's going on down here. Oh, look at that. We have a hole in the radiator hose. That's probably not good. I wonder what happened with that. And we have some zip ties. Oh yeah, this is premium work right here. Premium off-road rig. Something else I noticed is the reservoir doesn't have anything in it. Now it's got some stuff. Oh. She's doing something. I cracked the cap. It has one of those stupid caps on it with the little lever. Funny, the guy that I got this from said that this engine was rebuilt, but I feel like all that oil on there in grime, I mean, look at that thing. It doesn't look like it's been rebuilt. So I think somebody was lying, but it runs decent. It doesn't feel like it has any power, but these 4-liters are gutless anyway. I let her cool down a little bit, got the radiator cap off. It doesn't look like there's much in there, and it's still steaming a little bit. I ended up walking over to the parts store in Walmart. I grabbed some water, some antifreeze, and a radiator hose. So hopefully we can get this thing fixed and back on the road. I think they gave me the wrong radiator hose though. Kind of worried now. I got to go back over to O'Reilly because they gave me the incorrect hose. Good thing my friend Nate's here this time because, you know, I could just drive this thing back over there air cooled. It probably wouldn't hurt it. It's a 4-liter. Isn't the head iron and the block iron?
I think so.
Yeah, I think they're both iron. That'll be fine. It's like a Volkswagen Beetle. What do you think? You don't think so? The dude said this engine was rebuilt. What do you think of this? You think it was rebuilt?
No.
Yeah, I don't think so either. It's got a cool K&N intake, but it's a Spectre filter. Man.
Unless he made his valve cover gasket out of flour or something, I don't think he rebuilt this.
No, I think with all the stuff on the side of the block, I think it's probably the factory engine.
Yeah.
Which, you know, is what it is. Got the new hose. The best way to get parts out of Riley is bring the old parts so they can match it up. Right, Nate?
Yep, that's the only way to do it.
Nate got some windshield washer fluid. They had to match it up, so.
Yep, didn't want to get the wrong one.
Started to add some coolant to this and found another leak after I put the new hose on. So it looks like the water pump up there is actually what's leaking, hopefully. Yep, I think it's a water pump. Start pulling the water pump and yeah, this fan right here, it's doing great. Look at that. It's probably been rubbing on the pulley for, I don't know, how long do you think that's been rubbing? It's like missing half the fan, Nate. It has like miles. It has the same indent as the pulley. So I'm gonna pull the water pump off here, and hopefully after this we can go drive it.
Unless something else breaks.
Yeah, it is a Jeep. I'm probably gonna be like 60 grand into the water pump and
yeah,
getting it to not leak coolant. It took a while, but I got the water pump off, and I also pulled this upper housing off just because the gaskets looked really bad, so off the water pump, so it just made sense to do that with some RTV. So water pump doesn't look too bad, it just looks like the gasket went out, but since I have to replace it, it's kind of a pain, might as well put a new water pump on there. Oh, you know what I forgot, Nate?
Gasket for the top.
Thermostat.
Oh shit.
The Jeep is all the way back together, got a new water pump on there as well as a new thermostat. So I went from 195 degrees F, which is factory specs, and I went all the way down to 160, the same that I have in the Grand Prix on the LS. And these things are known for overheating, so this will just be so much more reassuring that it has a lower temp thermostat. I also use RTV on the water pump in this housing, cleaned everything up as much as I possibly can. So what I'm gonna do is let this sit overnight and get, let the RTV dry, then I'll put coolant in the morning, and hopefully she doesn't overheat anymore. What do you think, Nate? You think we're gonna be good?
Hopefully.
Probably for like a day.
Something else might break.
Coolant back in the Jeep, and now I'm gonna take it for a test drive. We have the 160 degree thermostat in here, actually have heat, and she's reading pretty good, so I think we'll be okay, hopefully. I had to come over to the store to grab some oil and filter. Been sitting here for about 5 minutes and the gauge hasn't moved, so I guess having coolant in an engine helps. But yeah, let's get some oil. I want to change the oil because I added old diesel oil for my F350 because it was low, and it's been, overheated a few times, so it needs the oil changed, and it probably hasn't been changed in a long time. It's probably been overheating for a while too. So I now have some fresh oil and a filter in the Jeep. It was kind of a pain putting a filter in this thing because whoever put the last filter in put it on like they're never taking it off ever again. So, and it's probably hasn't had its oil changed quite some time. So now we have fresh oil in it, good filter. When I was under there, I also noticed that this shock right here isn't even connected. The other one is, but the bottom mount on this one broke clean off. So I'll have to fix that. And I was trying to grease some of the greasable ends and stuff like that on the suspension, just because it feels really loose. I also want to adjust it because the steering wheel isn't in the correct position. It's kind of off. So when you have the turn signals, when you go around a turn, it doesn't turn the turn signal off because it's not centered. So I want to fix that. But my grease gun, I thought I was putting grease into the dessert, but it was just expanding the tube. So the tube is literally like this big around, and I just set it off in the garbage can because it's eventually going to blow up. So yeah, let's go take this thing for a drive with fresh oil. It was fine with the coolant, and I think she's good to go now. I kind of want to clean up the engine bay because it's pretty dirty, so I'll probably go find some change. Cruising the Jeep around, as you can see, the steering wheel, I'm going straight, and it's like half. So we have good oil pressure, we have good coolant temps. I think this thing is ready to go. I wanted to go four-wheel it today, but that shock's broke, and if I catch any, if I get that tire off the ground at all, that spring's gonna pop out because there's no shock holding it in. So unfortunately, we're not gonna go four-wheeling today, but so far, running and driving, extra. Over to the car wash to clean the engine bay, and then I'm gonna run it through the other wash where it's a touch wash. Should polish this thing up very nice. But yeah, look at this. All these stickers, I need to get rid of them. But yeah, look how dirty this is. Let's get her cleaned up. Calling some swirls on the Jeep. She's gonna be a brand new Jeep, maybe. We'll see. Look at this. Uh-oh. That was sketchy. Got the interior on the Jeep pretty clean. It's not super clean, but I cleaned the floor mats, vacuumed everything out, and threw away a bunch of garbage. Then in the rear, we had like 5 different rear floor mats. Now we have one. I have the rear seat back in it, all bolted in, ready to go. Then the engine, I pressure washed that. It looks nice and clean. It still probably could be, gone over. I didn't have any oven cleaner, which it really would look good if I use oven cleaner. I just used some WD, and the pressure at the pressure washer wasn't really, because I just went to a car wash, wasn't really that powerful, so it wasn't getting a bunch of this stuff off, like some of this grime here. So I may go back over it, but the water pump, we have oil in it. It runs and drives like a Jeep, I guess. That's how these drive. They're just really, really slow and gutless, and they're all over the road. But I was hearing some clunking, and then after I cleaned it, I came over here and started looking at some of the suspension, and a bunch of stuff is loose. So I want to go through it when I do the shocks, because that one's broken on the other side. I'll probably just get 2 front shocks that are a lot longer travel. I think that's the issue with these and why the one's broken, because it probably doesn't have enough travel. It just ripped it out of the perch or out of its bracket. I don't know if I could show it to you guys. Here, let's see. So you might be able to see that back there. You can kind of see it. See on the bottom where it ripped out the shock perch, but not off of the body, just off of the shock. So not exactly sure how that happened. I'm guessing it's probably something to do with not enough travel. And I kind of want to recoat these bars. Maybe do some bed liner would be pretty nice. Looks like they're powder coated before, but you're always stepping on these. Or maybe I could just leave them and then just put some of that grip tape on there to cover up that rusty spot, and then it'll look like brand new. Or I could have them repowder coated and then do the grip tape where you're going to be putting your feet. That's actually a good idea. So maybe do that. I don't know how long I'm going to keep this thing. And the tires are they're not bad, but they're not great. Also the wheels, they're not bad, but they're not great. So that's pretty much how everything on this thing is. It's I'm lucky that it runs and drives. So I'm gonna end the video here. We got a Jeep. It runs, it drives finally. It only, almost broke down on me like 3 times, but that's in the past. So if you like these videos, make sure to click the subscribe button, throw a thumbs up, throw a comment below. As always, see you guys next time.